your camera's gonna do that weird thing.
What weird thing?
When the sides go in, Ollie. Hello. It's one of those odd days where I feel like I don't have much to report, but I also feel like I have a lot of stuff going on, at least in my head. But it's kind of hard to talk about. Not that I don't feel like I can talk here, but I don't know how to talk about certain things in general, not just here. All is well, everyone is fine. I spent most of yesterday, I know I did a video yesterday. I did do a video. But I spent most of my day yesterday kind of feeling wonky. Trying to, I guess I'll use the word readjust to everything. Maybe it was because I've been kind of not home. I spent a lot of time with my mom over the last few days for her birthday. And maybe it was just I was mentally and physically tired. I don't know. I had a great time hanging out and stuff, but I don't get out very often, and I'm not that much of a social person. Can be. I like to think I'm good with people, but I don't have friends and stuff. I don't mean that in a depressing way. I just don't really interact with a lot of people. I do have a few people who I'm close to, who I talk to more than not. But as far as just being one of those people who go out and they socialize and they meet people and stuff, I don't really do that. It doesn't tend to really work out for me. So maybe that took a toll on me. I don't know, but yesterday I was just kind of out of it. I was dealing with a change. I feel like that's very vague, but I know what I'm talking about, and that's what really matters. So, again, all is well, but sometimes it can be kind of hard to adjust, and then yesterday I was still kind of weird dealing with that a little bit, but I wasn't dealing with it where I was dwelling. It was just kind of okay, I guess, and trying to move forward. But I think that, along with maybe how I was already feeling, just kind of left me in a really weird place mentally. I wasn't upset, I wasn't sad, I wasn't happy. I was just kind of just autopilot, just kind of there. And my brother came over to hang out for a bit because my mom went out to a concert with a friend as part of her birthday celebration. And it's always cool having my brother here. I don't even consider it babysitting him. It's just my brother is here hanging out for a while. And he's at that age where he's not a kid, so you don't have to constantly be over him or constantly check on him or get him stuff. But I am the kind of person where I always do that anyway. So he can literally be 16 and be like, hey Mike, are you hungry? Do you want something? But other than that, he's not a baby. He's not a baby. So that didn't affect my day at all, having him here. It did motivate me to actually get up and make dinner, that kind of thing. But yesterday I kind of just stayed in my robe all day. I was feeling just really just kind of out of it, I guess. And then I had a small piece of our goodies left over. So I had it, and I don't really know. I felt as though I really don't like to use the word need when it comes to that, but I also don't feel bad using the word need because I know that I'm responsible. Um, so I guess I felt like I could use it. Um, and even though I was feeling weird and kind of, I guess, tired mentally and physically, I was like, well, this could help. I mean, worst case scenario, I would just kind of feel that way, but also silly or goofy. Or maybe it would just completely change my mood. I don't know what I expected, but I was also like, this isn't enough to make it an event, so I'm just gonna go ahead and knock it out. So I did, and I felt better. Like I didn't feel bad. It's just it helped mellow me out a bit. Um, but then I woke up today and I just felt out of touch, I guess. Um, and I ended up finding out about a few other changes. And it just kind of put me in that state more. Um, I feel like I did yesterday, except not as physically bummed out. Um, and like a part of me is like, dang, I should have saved that goodie for today because I sure could use it. Um, but what I tend to do, and I don't know if this is just an Asia thing or if this is something that other people do as well, but when I am dealing with something or feeling overwhelmed or um, just anything really, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Um, I like to distract myself, like an ultimate distraction. And the best thing for me to do, frankly, is to mellow out and be under the influence. Most people would just like have a glass of wine or have a drink or something. I hate drinking. Um, I'm not saying like, oh, I've never ever ever drink. Like every blue moon, I'll have a glass of something, but I really, really, really don't like drinking. Um, so I tend to go to like edibles. But when that's not an option, I have to get creative. And I'm in a place now where I don't actually want to do anything. Like I haven't want to do anything. And it's like the thing, like if there's something you want but that's not available to you, you can either sit around and pout about it or you can find an alternative. So I knew I had to like do some cleaning today, like at the very least like wash dishes and stuff like that. And I also know that when I go days neglecting certain things, it just means more and more and more work for me later. So I could have just stayed in bed and just, I don't want to say mope about not having goodies, but more so like dwell and just kind of be in a weird place, which again I still am, but distracting myself helps. So like I got up and my original plan was I was just gonna go clean the kitchen really quick, take a shower and be done. And that turned into like a 5 hour adventure of me like cleaning the room, and then I cleaned the bathroom, then I cleaned the living room, then I cleaned the kitchen. And I know I'm in a weird place because typically I like to maintain the cleanliness of the house, and then like once a week I'll do like a deep cleaning. Well, today, instead of just doing my regular like maintain cleaning, I ended up like mopping and cleaning. Like, not that I don't want to make it seem like I don't do these things, but I don't just do these things on a whim, you know. It's like a routine thing for me. And the mopping and things like that. And then I even like dusted and that sounds really gross, like you don't dust. Not really. I should do it more often. It's just such an easy thing to skip over, especially when you're like in a pinch and it's like you have enough time to clean and you do as much as you can, and then it's like, oh, I've got other things to do, I have somewhere to be. Like sometimes I'll like go over certain pieces of furniture just to wipe it down, but like I kind of got in there and really dusted today. So I was literally looking for things to clean. Um, so yeah, I cleaned everything. Um, and it just, it helped because I was distracted. Um, but then when I was done with that, I went and I took a shower and I shaved and did all those other girly things. And I just got finished getting dressed for bed. And I'm probably just gonna be here for the night, just hanging out with my husband, and um I don't know, just find another way to distract myself, because that's what works best. I just feel like the alternative is to overthink things. And again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm depressed or I'm sad or even that I'm really dealing with any, because I'm not really dealing with anything. I'm just in a weird place. So I'm not sad, but I'm not happy. I'm just kind of here. Um, but I also don't like that because I feel like I've been doing so much better. Like I've been happier and not stressed out about things or worried about things, or at least I've been trying to. And I feel better because of it. Um, and I won't let this turn into more than what it is right now, which is just kind of neutral. I won't go into stressful mode or depression or anything weird like that. I'm just gonna take the rest of the evening and try to just get this out of my system and wake up tomorrow and proceed as normal. That's the only thing that I can do, because um, I refuse to go backwards. I was talking to my mom yesterday. It's about how earlier this year I'm like, oh, I want to be the best Asia possible, and physically, and do yoga and eat right and all that stuff. I've been eating like crap for the last month. I haven't done yoga in like a month and some. Like I've been completely off my A game, and physically, like I don't feel like as glamorous as like I would feel if I was like, eating the way I'm supposed to be eating, drinking my water and doing my yoga. But I do feel much better mentally, and I think that's one thing that I forgot about. I was focusing on what it looks like on the outside, and also doing things to help me with fertility, but I was focusing so much on those things that I forgot about my mental state. And I think that is probably the most important thing, at least for me. If my head is where it needs to be, then I can work on other things, but that's where it really matters the most right now, at least. And I was talking to my mom about that and stuff, and I said something like, a lot of people want to help other people, whether it's with their careers or just that's just who they are. I want to help people. I want to be a good person and make other people's lives easier, or help someone with something that they're dealing with. If it's within my power, I want to help, and that's wonderful. But I think when you have that mindset, it's really easy to try your best not to be selfish and make selfish choices, or even like do things for yourself. You feel guilty about it, like, oh, I should be doing stuff for other people. But I think selfishness is necessary. Like I have to take care of Asia. I have to take care of Asia mentally. And that me taking the time to focus on Asia may mean that I don't have the means at the moment to care for other people. Not like I'm not going to care for other people, but sometimes it may mean sacrificing doing something for someone else and instead doing something for myself. And that is selfish, but I think to be selfless, you have to start with being selfish. I have to be selfish and take care of myself mentally so that I am where I need to be able to help someone else. It's the same way you wouldn't want a doctor performing surgery on you who, went to some like accredited college where it was like, oh, become a doctor in 3 months. Like, you wouldn't trust him to open you up, and you're putting your life in his hands. How can you trust someone who honestly didn't put in the work or go through all those hard moments in class and courses and things like that? I feel like my example is really bad, but I want to be the best Asia possible, and I accept and am learning that it is going to be a journey. And even when I look back 5-10 years from now and I say, wow, I am the best Asia that I've ever been, I'm better than Asia from 2017, I will still constantly be climbing to be better. Not that I can't take a moment to appreciate where I am, but I'll always be trying to be the best Asia possible until the day I die. And I don't know what comes after that, so I'm not going to worry about what comes after that. Maybe
it's not the destination, dude. It's the journey.
Exactly. So I will always be on that journey. So it's not me. I'm not going to put pressure on myself any longer, like, oh, why am I not here yet, or why don't I look like this yet, or like things like that, and just focus on where I am, especially just because realize that even if it's small or big, dealing with changes can be hard, or dealing with some of the changes that I'm exposed to or I'm affected by can be, I don't want to say challenging. They can be challenging. Luckily, this time around, it wasn't as hard as some other things have been, but things change and people change and your environment changes. And sometimes it can be a challenge to keep up with everything. So I'm learning to live in the moment more and not focus so much on time, how long something is going to take, how long it's been, where we are, when, all those things, and more so just focus on and be happy that things are the way they are, because things can change in an instant. And when you're not prepared or you don't expect it, it can be shocking. And then you have to take time to adjust. So anyway, just trying to be better in that sense, trying to focus on Asia more, and while focused on Asia, still try to be, a legitimate doctor, hopefully one day, still try to be Dr. Harris of USS Shield, still try to be a wife and a mom and a sister and a daughter, and a friend, be all these things that I want to be the helpful person that I want to be, make a difference in people's lives, but also not forget to take care of myself mentally. I could go and join a gym and work out 5-6 days a week and eat kale and drink water bottles and, do all of these things that are good for you. I'm not saying that they're bad for you. They're absolutely good for you. I can do all these things, But it won't mean anything if my vessel is looking right, but my head is not where it needs to be. I would rather just be plain old Asia, with, some love handles and more butt than I like and more thighs and weird chubby fingers and all that stuff.
Hush your mouth.
You don't even know what I'm talking about. You
All
just
I heard
came.
was you here talking shit about my wife.
You just came in fussing. And no.
What?
In a bowl.
What do you have a little?
No, you say that every time. In the bowl. No. I will put it in a bowl for you if you don't feel like doing it. But your little always equals half of it. No. If you don't want to wait, you can go do it yourself. You made me lose my train of thought. What was I saying? I don't remember, but I'm sure it made sense. I hope it made sense. So yeah, I'm gonna go and get my husband the things that he wants.
Yeah.
So, good night.